Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm still continuing my winter series, and this is my fourth tutorial on that. So, in today's video, we are going to paint this beautiful night sky, which is really simple and fun. So, gather all your supplies and let's get started. Let us talk about the supplies. So I'm using this 100% cotton paper of 300 GSM by RG's, these watercolor tubes of the brand Schminke in the shade Thalo Sapphire Blue, Brilliant Blue Violet and Payne's Grey. These watercolor brushes of the size 4, 2, 8 and 12 of the brand Silver Black Velvet, a mixing palette, masking fluid. I'm also showing you a masking fluid applicator that I got online, which makes it really easy for me to use the masking fluid at the tiniest areas. 2 jars of water, one for cleaning our brush and one for clean supply of water. And the very first step that I really like doing is taping down my paper on all 4 sides. So that is exactly what I've done here. And using my pencil, I'm roughly going to sketch the horizon line and these far off mountains near the horizon. The next thing that I'm going to sketch are these trees. So I'm sketching 3 trees which are not in the same line, but rather, really in a very irregular way. One is in front of it and one is behind, so that way it doesn't look so flat. And I'm also sketching some branches of the trees which play a very major role in telling us where the shadows are going to be on the ground. So that's why just make sure that you're sketching a few little branches here and there, not all of it but a few of them, and just make a moon in any corner, anywhere you like. So using my Pro Circle, I've sketched a tiny moon, and using masking fluid, I'm going to mask that area. I wanted to take you through the swatch of the exact color that I'm using. So I've mixed the Thalo Sapphire Blue and the Brilliant Blue Violet to create this shade. But if you don't have this color, don't worry, you can still paint this. All you have to do is mix ultramarine blue with any violet that you have to get a color that is similar to this. And for the sky, we're going to be doing the wet on wet technique. So using my larger brush, I'm wetting the entire area with just clean water, and I've made sure that it's evenly spread, and I'm going to be doing a gradient wash of this shade. So what I'm going to do, and what I mean by gradient wash, is that I'm going to apply a darker value of the color and add water to blend it and bring it down, so that the bottom part of the sky has lighter value of the same color, while the top part of the sky has a darker value. So the main thing that you have to play around with here is blending and adding darker tones on the top, while adding water and blending it out like I've done here to make it lighter at the bottom. Our sky is now dry, and you can see the nice gradient wash that we have created. And now it's time for us to move on and paint the moon. So for the moon, we're going to be doing a wet on wet technique. So using a smaller size of my brush, I'm going to apply water at the surface area of the moon. And then using the lightest value of Payne's Grey, I'm going to randomly dab it on the moon at random places. So don't worry about making it look perfect, because we're not going to focus on that. Rather, we're just going to focus on giving the darker colors of our moon. For the ground, we are going to be doing a wet on wet technique as well for the snow and to add the shadows of our tree. So load your brush with some clean water and carefully apply it at the surface area of the ground part, making sure that you don't go over the sky part that we just painted. And for the ground, I'm going to be using a mixture of Payne's Grey and the violet and the blue mixture that we used for the sky. Why I'm doing that is because obviously, since it's a night sky, the snow is not going to appear as completely white. Rather, it's going to reflect the colors of our sky, and that is why I'm going to use this color for the snow. So I've just randomly added some darker shadows for the snow and some lighter ones at the horizon and darker ones that appears closer to the observer, as you can see. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix Payne's Gray and the Blue Violet together. You can see me doing that on the mixing palette for your reference. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the shadows of my tree. So you remember how I told you that you can sketch the some branches of the trees before, like when we were sketching it. So that's what we've done, and this is where it plays an important role. So just imagine that the moonlight is behind the tree, and since it's falling on the tree, it's going to create shadows on the ground. So I'm just going with the sketch reference that we did earlier when we were doing the pencil sketch to create some branches and some shadows. So don't worry about making it look perfect, but you can keep that as your reference, the one that we sketched, and paint the shadows. And you remember how we also added these far off mountains at the horizon? So that is exactly what I'm painting with a darker value of Payne's Gray, Phthalo Sapphire Blue, and Blue Violet. So that's just a mixture of it. And once everything just dries up, we are going to move ahead and paint the tree. The process for painting the trees is fairly similar to the other previous videos that I've done on winter landscapes. So we're going to be painting the major branches first and then moving ahead to painting the smaller tiny branches for the details of our tree. So just go ahead and paint the tree as I'm doing here. There's nothing much really to explain, but just keep in mind that you are going something similar to the shadows that you have created, so that your shadows of the tree don't look completely off as compared to the tree that you're going to paint. So just keep that in mind and have fun in the process, because this process is a little long but definitely the major part of our painting. So here I've actually forgotten to add the stars. So midway I realized that I should add some stars in the sky. So I've taken white gouache and loaded it up on my brush and tapped it on the sky to create tiny stars. So you can do that. Make sure that you do it before you paint the tree, because I completely forgot and remembered midway. That's why I did it now. But you can do it before painting the trees as well. So yeah, do keep painting the trees because this process is long. Once I was done with making the basic structure of my trees, I thought I would blend the trees to the ground so that they don't look like, objects just standing randomly without merging with the ground. So I just applied water and used the same Payne's Gray color to blend the tree trunk to the ground, and along with it to blend with the shadows so that they're coming from the same point, they're emerging from the same point. So that is exactly what I've done. Add some water and blend the tree trunk and the ground together. I really like painting my structure of my tree first before going ahead and adding the tiniest branches for the details, because I like doing that structure that way. But you can choose to paint the whole tree together as in one go as well. That is completely a personal choice. And let me tell you that painting trees can be therapeutic. So just sit back and add the tiniest branches wherever you feel like adding them. And don't worry about making it look perfect, because it's all just a painting, right? We're here to have fun. So remember that while painting, you're supposed to have fun, release your stress, make it a therapeutic process. So yeah, keep doing that until you have 3 trees with so many branches ready. Once you're happy and done with adding the tiniest little branches for the trees, it's time to add a few little details to our painting as well. So for that, I'm adding these little shrubs near the trees, and I'm also going to add them randomly on the ground. Just one thing you have to keep in mind, that when you're adding them on the ground, you add a bit of shadow with the same color mixture as we used for the shadows of the tree, and make these bigger shrubs close to the observer. So just imagine you're standing behind these little shrubs and you're having a look at this. So I think that would be beautiful, right? So yeah, that's about it for the details of our painting. And next is literally my favorite part, because we're going to be adding splatters. So load your brush with some Payne's Gray and add splatters to the ground. We're now going to remove the masking tape to reveal our masterpiece. I messed up the top left corner and did not get the crispy edges, but I'm going to show you how you can fix it. So use white gouache, and since gouache is an opaque medium, it's going to cover the area that we have messed up, and that's how we have our crispy edges back. Amazing, right? So yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do share this with your friends, and if you've recreated this, don't forget to share it with me on Instagram at the Simply Aesthetic. Do like and subscribe to my channel for more art videos, and I will see you in the 5th video, that is the next video on winter landscapes. So bye bye.